And welcome everyone to a Pac-12 chat. I'm Andy Katz, pleased to be joined by Josh Green from Arizona and the Wildcats. Total thumping of their rival Arizona State over the weekend. Now you got a major road trip coming up to the Oregon schools. And Josh, let's first deal with this sort of flipping the script because you guys had struggled before this Arizona State game in some of your big games prior to that. What changed?
Yeah, I think the best thing before that was our break. After the Christmas break, we were really able to sit down and, look at our mistakes. We watched all of the St. John's game. That took about 3 hours, so we were able to break all that down, and I think that helped us out a lot. I think at the end of the day, we're a young team. We're going to make our mistakes. We lost to teams with very experienced players like Baylor and Gonzaga. St. John's, they came out ready to go. We just didn't come out ready to go. So it was little mistakes like that, which we just had to fix, from getting more paint touches and just being more physical, just being more ready to go. So each day, our approach was to come to practice, work as hard as we can, really understand more, and just buying into what Coach Miller has got us doing and going through his system.
Yeah, that Arizona State game kind of reminded me of that Illinois game where, you were against a like-minded opponent who was physical, and you were able to sort of withstand that and then pull ahead. In this game, you guys really dominated from start to finish. You could see the difference of what's happened with this team. In terms of the freshmen, your class, highly touted. I mean, how much was the grind of the first 2 months, a little bit of wear and tear on you guys, maybe mentally, physically, because you guys were playing big game, back to back to back?
Yeah, I think it was to some extent, yeah, it's tough for anybody to be playing numerous amount of games per week against tough competition. It's not even about good games or bad games. This year's like every single team is up in the air. You never know. Like every single team you play has a chance. So I think our biggest thing is just making sure that mentally we stay focused and engaged in games, and not only the games but in practices as well. What we've learned is the practices mean more than the games. If we're understanding the concepts Coach Miller is teaching us, and really going through a routine, it will translate to the game. So that's what we found out when we played teams like Illinois and definitely ASU. We did a good scout against ASU, and we're able to stop most of the things they were trying to do. So going forward now, we've taken a better approach of looking at the team we play against and really going for it.
And before we get to this Oregon trip, you've now experienced some pretty crazy McHale Center games. Where, it's got one of the best fan bases in the country. What's it been like to play in that environment?
It's awesome. I really think we have the best fans in the country. It's one of the craziest environments, I think anybody would ever play in. Tucson in general, it's just an amazing city, a lot of fan base. It's great. You go out to the shops, you need to get your groceries and stuff. And, you have people coming up to you. And it's just an awesome environment. It really keeps you motivated. And then, when you step out on that court, you have all the motivation in the world you need to play as hard as you can.
So this trip coming up, Oregon coming off a split on the mountain schools, picked to win it. Oregon State coming off of, splitting the same trip but reversing it in terms of where they got their win at Colorado. And you guys, for the most part, have struggled on the road. How do you make sure that you can translate the way you played against ASU on this trip in Oregon?
I think it started today. I think our practice today, really started it. We had a great practice today, going through our scout, really focusing in, making sure that, we're getting the right rest at the same time, but also really locking down and making sure that we know our scout. And, just going into the game with the same confidence, especially as, the freshmen, if we go into the game being confident and trusting in our abilities and the rest of our teammates, we'll be fine. And that's what we did in ASU. ASU, we locked down on the defensive end. So as long as we bring it 100% and make sure that we do our defensive system, I think we'll be fine and ready to go.
Josh, not just a story, in your native Australia, locally. I mean, this is a global story with the tragic fires that are going on in Australia. How much have you been able to keep up with family, friends back in Australia with what's going on with the wildfires?
Yeah, it's one of those things that's awful to see. It's devastating, seeing where I'm from and everything, being in a situation it is, it's at a point where, it's just going to continue. There's 3 months of summer left in Australia, so it's sad, but, it's great seeing everybody really chipping in and really buying into helping out Australia, just spreading awareness. That's my biggest thing, is trying to spread awareness and try to help everything going over there. I have family and friends who have hoses and sandbags getting ready to evacuate close to the city region. So really, it's one of those situations where you wish you could help, but to a certain extent, it's one of those tragic natural things which happen. So I'm praying for everyone in Australia, and yeah.
Well, we all are, and I know all our hearts are obviously going out to everyone there as they fight this horrific battle with the fires. Josh, appreciate it, and I know you're going to have a great trip up to Oregon. We'll be watching. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.